Love is beautiful, but is it always enough? We often think that if we love deeply, everything will work out. But what if love starts to feel like a cage instead of freedom? Keanu Reeves once said, "Sometimes, the best way to love someone is to let them go." It's painful, but real love isn't about holding on, it's about allowing growth, even if it means walking separate paths. Have you ever stayed in a relationship, knowing deep down that it was draining you? If love costs you your happiness, your dreams, and your true self, is it really love? Letting go isn't giving up, it's choosing peace, choosing yourself. So, if you're holding on to someone out of fear rather than love, maybe it's time to ask, does this love still make you happy? Stay with me, because this story might change the way you see love forever. We often believe that love is everything, that if we love deeply and sincerely enough, everything will naturally fall into place. But the truth is, love alone is not always enough to sustain a relationship. Love may be the beginning, the motivation, but to go the distance, we need more than just feelings. A strong relationship is not only built on emotions but also on respect, support, shared values, and personal growth. When these factors are no longer aligned, no matter how intense the love is, it can become a burden. Have you ever loved someone but still felt unhappy? You try, you sacrifice, but the more effort you put in, the more you feel like you're losing yourself. When love is no longer freedom but a chain that binds you, it's time to reflect. True love is not about possession or control. It should be a space where we can grow, a companionship where both partners uplift each other. If staying only brings pain, if you have to trade your true self to maintain a relationship, then that is not healthy love. We all know that leaving while still in love is one of the hardest decisions to make. It's not like when the love is gone, when the feelings have faded, or when the heart has turned cold. It's when you still long for them, still care, but you know you can't stay. Like a fire that burns brightly but lacks the oxygen to sustain itself, it will eventually die out. Let me share a real story. There was a couple deeply in love, but one of them always felt restricted in the relationship. Not because their partner didn't love them, but because their life goals, their perspectives, were too different. They realized that even though love was still there, they couldn't grow, they couldn't be who they truly were. And so, they chose to leave. Not because they stopped loving, but because love alone wasn't enough to make both of them truly happy. You see, sometimes love does not mean staying. Leaving doesn't mean giving up, nor does it mean betraying the love you shared. It is simply a choice to find yourself again, a choice to have the opportunity to meet someone who truly aligns with you, or a choice to live a life that stays true to your values. So, if you are in a relationship where you have to sacrifice too much, ask yourself, does this love make you happy? Are you still the person you used to be? If the answer is no, then maybe it's time to face the truth. Love is important, but loving in the right way and in a way that nurtures you is what truly matters. We often believe that when we love someone, we must hold on to them at all costs. But the truth is, there are times when love remains, yet we still have to let go. It is a heartbreaking paradox, but it is an unavoidable reality of life. You still think about them every day, you still cherish the moments you shared, yet at the same time, you feel a sense of relief when you are no longer in that relationship. This does not mean you never loved them, it simply means that you have chosen to love yourself more. Letting go is not a sign of weakness, nor is it a sign of failure. Sometimes, it is the highest expression of love. When you choose to walk away, it is not because your love has disappeared, but because you realize that staying will only bring more pain to both of you. Some love stories come into our lives to teach us lessons, to help us grow, but not to last forever. We often want to hold on to beautiful things, but if a relationship only brings suffering, letting go is not only a liberation for yourself but also for the other person. Perhaps the hardest part after leaving is not the breakup itself, but learning how to deal with the feelings of longing and regret. Our hearts have a tendency to cling to what is familiar. But love does not mean possession. Not everyone we love will walk with us to the end, and that does not diminish the value of that love. Instead of tormenting yourself over what has been lost, learn to appreciate the beautiful memories. Allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to cry, but do not let yourself remain trapped in the past. One day, you will realize that letting go is not the end, but a new beginning. Some doors need to close so that others can open. A relationship does not have to last forever to be meaningful. What truly matters is how it changed you, how it helped you understand yourself better, and what you truly need. So, if you find yourself having to walk away from someone you still love, remember this: sometimes, the greatest act of love you can offer both of you is to let go. We often believe that love is the only reason to hold on to a relationship, that if we love someone enough, everything else will automatically fall into place. But the truth is, there is a fine line between true love and emotional dependency. True love helps you grow, making you a better version of yourself. It is a connection between two independent individuals who support each other's growth without losing their own identity. On the other hand, emotional dependency is not love, it is fear. The fear of losing someone, the fear of being alone. When you stay not because you are truly happy, but because you are afraid of facing the emptiness after leaving, that is not love, it is attachment. Sacrifice is an inevitable part of love. But not all sacrifices are meaningful. Some sacrifices strengthen love, but others cause you to lose yourself. If a relationship demands that you give up your dreams, compromise your mental health, or surrender your inner peace, then it is no longer love, it is exhaustion. You cannot call it love if, with each passing day, you feel more drained, more lost, and further away from your true self. So how do you know when it's time to walk away? When a relationship drains you instead of uplifting you. When you realize that you have changed in ways that do not make you happy, just to please the other person. When you are trying too hard to keep a love that no longer brings you joy. And most importantly, when you know that staying means losing yourself. A healthy relationship does not make you feel small. It does not make you exhausted from constantly proving your worth. If you have to change too much just to fit in, then maybe this place was never meant for you. I know that leaving is never easy. There will be days when you question your decision, wondering if you are walking away from something precious. But remember, love does not mean suffering, and sacrifice does not mean losing yourself. Choosing peace is not selfish, it is an act of self-respect. So, if one day you realize that the love you are holding on to is nothing more than an exhausting battle, be brave enough to let go. Because sometimes, leaving is not the end, it is the only way for you to find a better beginning. There is a common misconception that when you let go of someone, it means you never truly loved them enough. But that's not the truth. Letting go does not mean denying everything that once was, nor does it mean that love simply disappears. It transforms. Some love stories are not meant to last forever, but that does not make them any less valuable. Love can continue to exist in a different form, in gratitude for the beautiful memories, in the growth that pain has brought, and in the lessons that help you become a better version of yourself. We often cling to the past because we fear that letting go will make everything disappear. But the truth is, even when you are no longer together, love leaves a mark. It may no longer be in the form of late-night conversations or warm embraces, but it remains in the way you have grown, in how you now choose to love yourself more. A breakup does not erase the worth of what once existed. It is merely a transition, a phase that both people must go through to find a path that is truly right for them. Perhaps the greatest lesson after a breakup is not learning to forget, but learning to love yourself more. When you choose peace over chaos, when you prioritize your happiness over a relationship that no longer aligns with who you are, that is the purest form of self-love. Loving yourself is not selfish. It is the foundation for every healthy relationship you will have in the future. Because if you do not know how to love yourself, how can you truly love someone else? When you learn to respect yourself, you also learn to appreciate love in a more mature and meaningful way. The most important thing to understand is the difference between letting go and giving up. Letting go is a conscious choice, a decision to move forward. It is not a sign of failure but a choice to embrace a better life. Giving up, on the other hand, carries a negative connotation. It means rejecting everything, losing faith in love, and losing faith in yourself. But letting go is not that. It is not about closing the door on love but opening a new path, a path where you choose to love yourself more, to appreciate your worth, and to allow yourself to grow. So if you are hurting from a breakup, remember that love does not disappear, it simply changes form. Cherish what you had, learn to love yourself more, and understand that letting go is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one where you can find peace and a love that truly aligns with who you are. Love isn't just about holding on, it's about knowing when to let go. Sometimes, the hardest decisions lead to the greatest freedom. Letting go doesn't mean the love was in vain, it means you've chosen to grow, to heal, and to find happiness again. So, if you're facing this choice, remember, you deserve a love that nurtures you, not one that drains you. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you believe in self-love and new beginnings, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your next chapter is waiting.